They would. Those who received the notice and the e-vote. In the event to take the notice and the agenda, how many of us received?
Wengine hawakupata notice. Na mulipata kwa hewa mwaliko wa leo kama mlijuaje? Kwa simu. Sasa sio ndio tunataka mulipata mwaliko. Confirm that.
I just want to confirm how many of us got the e-vote. Either way, through SMS, WhatsApp, through email, all of us. I can see, thank you very much. I can see we are close to approximation number of 60. I also wanted to confirm if that is fine with you so that we can proceed with the meeting. Then we can start the meeting. How many of us are for the opinion that we can start our meeting as the other members streaming? How many feel, I'm going to see all the hands up, and how many feel that we wait for others so we can proceed? Thank you.
Yeah, for purposes of minutes, let's get a proposal. Let's get the name of the proposal. I'm going to pick the name of the floor. Pick that name. Sapon? Siche. Second? Okay, so you have the agenda with you. So we would like to proceed. Already prayer was done by Mzal. We want to begin with self-introduction. Each member will have to arise and you say your name and the focal point you are coming from. Thank you. We can begin with my brother and women, then we go like that and move on. And to make sure that those who are not registered for purposes of minutes, it's important that your name is captured. Thank you.
My name is Stephen Boy from Kandu.
Bari members, my name is Alex Bijodi, life member from Scotland.
Good morning. John. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. I'm Emmanuel Stuma from Kapchai. Gondi. Dominic Wetesa, Tongare,
As you introduce yourself, kama umekuja na aina apology pia unatuelezea.
Morning members, I'm Paul Wandila from Kumula.
na huyu naye ako na shida ya kuongea, anaitwa Fernandez Mavonga kutoka Bomula.
Any members want to enter Makika from Malakisi administration?
About 10 members wa Peter Stan Focal Person Disaster Ngoma Wananchi. Niongeze. Yeah. Habari tena. Yes. Mimi naitwa Sirengo Peter, Focal Person wa Ngoma Red Cross branch disaster. Unasikia sasa?
Hamjambo members. Mimi kwa majina naitwa Boniface Wamalwa. Mimi ni former chairman wa Kenya Red Cross site Bungoma. Na nilikuwa mayor wa Bungoma Municipal Council. Welcome.
Jina langu ni Boniface Wamalwa, life member and disaster management community.
Any members? Ben Mwasane, focal person, Kimilili.
Hamjambo. Mimi naitwa Edward Simiyu kutoka Patamu.
Jambo zote, naitwa Nancy Nakula Chaji, representative from Kivu Magharibi, Sasa Radio, and Divisi ya Boda. I'm Rachel Kumu.
Hamjambo, kwa majina ni James Market Nyokie from Mount Elgon.
Kuna mwenye kutambulisha?
Good morning. Leaders for
ambao umekuja sema jina lako na mahali umetokea, your focal point. Okay, so we move to the agenda item 3, citation of the 7th fundamental principles, and we're going to be led by our KMTC chapter. So I think you can arise, come around here, use our microphone.
we are going to tell you about the 7 fundamental principles. We are going to start with number 1, which is humanity. The main aim is to prevent and relieve human suffering. The next one is impartiality. Impartiality is about helping people in need without discrimination against race and color or political opinion.
I'm going to talk about neutrality. That refers to offering our services without basing on the race, religion. I'm also going to talk about independence, whereby this is an organization that is independent in offering humanitarian services in accordance with the government and the laws of our country.
I'm going to talk about solidarity services. In solidarity services, that means that the Red Cross is a relief movement that needs you yourself to say how you can help people. Then another thing that I want to talk about is unity. That means that if one can be only, if there can be only one Red Cross or one Red Cross in the same society, in any one country, it must be open to all. Then it must help its humanitarian work around its territory. That means that all Red Cross in the nation work together. Then the last one, universality. With universality, the International Red Cross and the Red Cross is a movement in which all society have equal status and share equal responsibilities and duties in helping each other.
Thank you.
Okay, so we are doing that. So what I want to reverse a bit so that my members, some of them are invited guests, but they are also life members. We also have board members, some of you may not have known them. They can also, in between, at least introduce themselves. And then I will give an opportunity for our guests to introduce themselves, say something small. Then we go to the agenda of item 4, which is reading and confirmation of the minutes of the previous meeting. I'll begin with the far end.
Beautiful members, I'm Mark Wagera from Unity. Good neighbor.
Good morning, all. Amen. See you all. Big most welcome.
Good morning. Naitwa Ronald John, life member, board member, vice chair.
Thank you, members. Thank you so much, Wafula, life member, board member, treasurer of the branch. You're most welcome.
Thank you, members. I introduce myself, and again, I'm Fabio Giovanni. Welcome me and volunteer, life member of the Boma branch and Sierra branch, and my staff also supporting the project. We have the management team with us here, a pool of volunteers who support us in doing together. They can also introduce themselves before I hand over to the chef.
Thank you. I'm Pierre Gallet, a volunteer. Thank you.
Thank you. I am Maria, I'm a volunteer.
I'm Faris.
Thank you.
We also have other volunteers out. They are volunteering around catering service, so that as we finish, we can have a bite. So they are in and out. So I'll take this opportunity to have our guests introduce themselves, say a word, then we proceed. My name is Chiwe Charles. I am a presentation. I'm happy to be with you. It is my first time being in Congo. So I'm happy to be here today. We'll continue interacting as we proceed. Thank you.
But I'm also a life member of Ghana and other branches in this country. I am a NEC member. In fact, today I'm representing the NEC here in this meeting. I'm also chairing some committee that is called the Development Committee.
Thank you, our visitors. So at that point, I also want to report for purpose of the Hansard. Apologies that I've received from Dr. Asha, who is a life member of this branch. Dr. Mahmoud, who is a life member of this branch. They have also held various positions in our movement. We also have Andrew Wanyoni sent in his apology. We also have Martha Yunis. She also sent in apology having birthday today. It was very hard for them to come. We also have an apology from Ben Nani, Christopher Kisi, Honorable Mzee Mahanu, and we also have apologies from our friend Idris Ahmed, who is the current SD. So those are the apologies plus the others that you had from the various representatives. So that basically then clears us the first part, and therefore we want to go to the reading and confirmation of the minutes of the previous meeting of 2020, and I request my brother Dr. Rono to lead that session. See, I'm informed that all of you have a copy of the minutes. So Dr. Rono is just going to go through. Once we confirm that is what was fired on that day, we lead us into picking matters arising, and then I will proceed.
Thank you, Chair. I will straight go to reading the previous minutes, which were held on the 3rd of April 2022 within this hall. The board members present were Dr. Ferdinand Liswa, Acting Chairperson, Aide, Sheila Livesi, Acting Coordinator, Mark Onyena, the Treasurer by then, Anna Diema, Nyere Musa, Mary Simi, Acting Nakukuru, Sarah Jami, and John Rono, Acting Vice by then. Members absent with apology were John Tetai. In attendance, we had the County Commissioner by then, Bungoma, KRCS Headquarters Representative, the Regional Representative, and the IEC official. Ordinary and live members are seen in the annex. The agendas of that particular day: 1 was preliminaries, 2 reading of the AGM notice, 3 relation of the citation of the 7 fundamental principles, chairman's remarks, ordinary coordinator's remarks, reading and confirmation of the previous minutes and matters arising, audited financial report for the year 2021. Number 8 was adaptation of the financial report, 9 election and results. Minute 1 was reading of the AGM notice. The notice, minute 1 was preliminaries. Members arrived started at 8:40 a.m. Registration and verification of the documents were done. Members assembled at the hall at 11 a.m. started with a word of prayer from Reverend Achuti. Then a self-introduction was requested from all the members. In the expanded executive IEBC, ballot boxes were placed in front of the hall. Minute 2 was reading of the AGM notice. The notice of the AGM was read by the Acting County Coordinator, Madam Sheila Livesi. Minute 3 was citation of the 7 fundamental principles. The 7 fundamental principles of the KRCS were read by Mark Nafusi. Minute 4, Chairman's remarks. The outgoing chairman thanked all the members who turned up for the AGM and the elections. He
organized the presence of the county commissioner and the founder member of the KRCS Bungoma branch. He thanked the members for having given him the opportunity to serve them, and called upon members to conduct a peaceful AGM election. Minute 5, coordinator's remarks. The acting coordinator, Madam Shaida Lekesi, presented her remarks on the activities that have been undertaken in the year 2021 through a PowerPoint presentation. She presented a budget estimate of 27 million for the year 2022-2023. Minute 6, reading and confirmation of the previous minutes and the matters rising. Minutes of the year 2021 AGM held on 23rd April 2021 at the Kenya Red Cross boardroom from 10 a.m. to 12:25 p.m. were read. They were proposed to be through record by Duncan Mbasi and seconded by Sarah Hammond. Matters rising. Number 1 was improvement in the communication in notice giving. Number 2, members register was jumbled and needs urgent review. Number 3 was financial status of the brand was in a bad situation and next team must work. Minute 7, audited financial report for the year 2021. The audited financial report for the year 2021 was presented by the Treasurer Mark O'Neill. The following were observed. 1. IGAs had dropped. Number 2 was revenue was low compared to the expenditure, and there is urgent need to put up branch resources mobilization effort. Number 3 was need of reviving IGAs and seeking more grants from donors and county government. Minute 8, adaptation of the financial report. After an intensive discussion of the report, it was adapted for use. Minute 9, elections and results. The returning officer disbanded all in office. The vacant offices were openly declared in the audience and the names of the contestants read out. Other than the buying chairperson, yes, Mr. Kabuki, that is Mr. and Dr. Napiso were given an opportunity to give their remarks. Other contestants were also given an opportunity to greet the members. They all resolved that whoever would lose would be seconded to the region. Before the elections, the county commissioner advised the members of the Kenya Red Cross Society, and especially the youth, to conduct a peaceful election. He advised that the incoming chairman, to address the issue of the youth, use the Red Cross facilities at the branch to generate income, preach peace before and after the forthcoming general election. He would support the activity at the branch. The elections were done and the results were as follows. The chairperson, Dr. Ferdinand Nabiso, Vice Chair John Rono, Treasurer Madam Evi Sokolo. Board members Anna Niema, Dr. Moses Wambusi, Dr. Jamila Salim, Mary Simiyu, Sarah Jami, Musa Munyemere, and Eunice Ninia. Youth. Chairperson Nelson Pamba, Vice Chairperson Zakiel Juma, Secretary Sarah Ranga, Faith, members Faith Nandiaka, board member, Lilian Juma, board member, and Dailan Situma. In the following members were elected to represent the branch at the region: Mr. John Kariuki and Madam Rose Demos. Other mandatory officers were to accompany them to the region each year. Closing remarks. The incoming chairman, Dr. Nabiso, thanked all members who voted for him. He promised to work with all members to revive the branch through the service delivery pledge which he had made clear to all members. Adjournment. The meeting was adjourned at 4:30 p.m. with a closing prayer. Through the minutes, and therefore I want now to come to the point of confirmation. We want to have somebody to the post, a seconder, and then we go to oration. Say your name. Los que nos propuso de llevar sorry? Are we pronouncing well? Sira. Good. You are going through, you have seen. Is there any way you have noted that we should correct? Yes?
On board members' names, the name Ann Diema instead of Ann Diema.
Ann Diema. So, Ann Diema. Next. Ann Diema. Very well. Now, so that we go a bit faster, I just want to go minute by minute. Isn't it? Kienda minute fulani, is there matter arising for that? No, we go. Next agenda. Sawa sawa. Hapo ndio tutaenda. Attendance, we don't need to go into that.
The attendance, the annex is not there.
A copy was being shared. Did you get your copy?
No, I didn't.
As people were coming in, that thing was too long, so they were being shared. That annex. So,
You're getting it in a few seconds. Continue, right? As you wait. So, in minute one, it was very nice. Is there anything you have noticed? It was just a preliminary report which was said. Minute two. It was about reading of the AGM notice. Is there any matter there? No. Minute three, citation of the seven principles. Is there any matter there? No. Four, chairman remarks. You notice anything on the chairman remarks? No. Five, coordinator's remarks. Has somebody found anything there?
No. 6. Reading and confirmation of the previous minutes and matters arising. The matters arising are listed below. 1. Improvement in communication in notice giving. Number 2. Members register was jumbled and needs urgent review. Number 3 was financial status of the brand was in a bad situation and next team must work. Is there something you want to say there?
Mr. Chairman,
Matters arising?
in matters arising,
Yes.
it's about members register with jumbo and needs urgent review. I don't know whether that has been done or what was yet.
Correct. Thank you.
Yeah, on members register, I think the communication has been out there, and we want to repeat the reminder that moving forward now, the register is online. You are supposed to update your records online, and if you have challenges, you be in touch with the coordinator. There's a volunteer who has been tasked to that to assist. Because for example, next election, it is that online register that will be used. So if you will be missing that, then it will be very hard. So that was what was undertaken to manage that, and it's a national guided register. So we don't now have things that are annexed to the branch. So I think we just want to remind ourselves, those who have not done that, to do that. And if you have a challenge, also the coordinator and the assigned volunteers. Margaret, you may want to mention the volunteers you have assigned.
We have a volunteer for customer service in charge and assist with this, so we just mentioned it all.
Okay, for communication, I think most of you confirmed somehow whether it's by WhatsApp, SMS, or so forth you receive the communication. So we hope that moving forward, we'll keep improving on that. If the Constitution will allow, then we shall be posting it on our private website. You can download it there so that you are protected. So meaning that we are encouraging each other at least to have smartphones, or where you don't. Occasionally, when you get an SMS, you can go to the nearest cyber and access that on our website. So I think that is as far as that is concerned. On the other matters arising, there was finance. I think it will be explained by our finance team on whether there is some improvement or not and what is being done on that. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair. We are now on minute 7, right? And the observation which was noted was the IGA dropped. Number 2, revenue was low compared to expenditure. Number 3 was need of reviving the IGA. All these I think we shall get from the report from the finance office as they will come up to read to us so that we can now differentiate. Have we made a vertical or horizontal improvement? Minute 8 is adaptation of the financial report. There's nothing we can say there. It's very clear. Minute 9 was election, which saw what was done, and the results are below, and the people who are elected are in office, and therefore there's nothing we can say there. Board members who are elected are listed below, they are in front of you, they have been there for 1 year. There's nothing we can say on that. Now, we now come to the youth. They were elected and they are there. And also we have members whom we suggested that they go to the region. They are there, the names are there. We confirmed on that day. And finally there was a person. Up to there. I think I'm through with this. We now go to the next agenda, which is minute 6, the chairman's report. Chair, welcome.
So perhaps before we go there, a matter arising for general information, which you may not have captured, but is for your general knowledge. We have board members who are opted after the main election, and under that, it can then arise as a matter arising under that agenda. We have board member Marco Wanyela, who is opted. Board member Jacqueline Mukulu, who is absent with apology, she's unwell. She was opted. And we also have board member Patel, who came in when we were proceeding. Patel, I'll give you an opportunity just to say hi to the members as you also say your other names. Mami Patel, karibu. So, Ronak is a board member. That's the way you have had, we have even elected leaders who are more known by their brand. So, Patel brand is Ronak, and it's comfortable with that. You have had him introduce himself. So, he's on board, and I'll be speaking a bit about that. So I think that's what I can say around there. Then for the youth, a matter arising, it should also be brought to your attention that youth chairperson Melissa resigned because of the nature of duty. She couldn't continue that. Vice Chair also got employment or work-related assignment outside the county, and it was very difficult. So they stepped down, and we have requested other members in the youth board to assist, and with the conversation in the region, they will be given an opportunity. They can elect new leaders because the time left is fairly long, where both the chair and the vice are no longer in office. So that is a matter arising on that. So, with permission, allow me to go to Chairman's report. But before I do that, I want to request that at least we arise and observe 1 minute silence in honor of our colleague Musa, who is supposed to be with us, but was called earlier by the Lord in the course of our preliminary years into this preliminary period of this year in office. So to recognize this departed soul, I request that you rise and observe 1 minute of silence. May his soul rest in eternal peace. So, now this is a letter request from our end. Now, in our meetings, because this is a contribution of members, I also want to request that we again observe 1 minute of silence in honor of our 2 departed volunteers, Lady Ajay from Kopsiro and Kimtai from Modelon, whom we later on at the point of death, he had relocated to Azaya, and I know a number of us participated in his send-off. If there is any other member before we arise, any other volunteer who may have passed on and the office is not aware, kindly, before we arise in honor of the departed souls of our volunteers, bring it forward. Any other name that the office may not be aware, so that we recognize them. Moment of silence.
just taking the statistics of our dear volunteers who departed, and this is the major forum we are having. So far I've received additional 2. Any other, please? Any other? Okay, so we kindly, may we arise and observe 1 minute of silence in honor of these 4 volunteers, Lilian Acheng, Kimtai, Cheminikwa Kebet, and Sephronas Muhongo. 1 minute of silence, please. May their souls rest in eternal peace. Margaret, did you share my report? Okay. I want now to briefly read my report, and I want to say as follows. I'll read and then just do some brief explanation. In our strategic plan, we envisage 4 pillars of growth and excellence in 1. Beneficiaries to community engagement perspective. Community-led health lives and have opportunities to achieve socio-economic and psychological well-being. Communities-led health lives and have opportunities to achieve their livelihoods. Then youth initiate and lead positive change in their communities. And finally, building a strong Kenya Red Cross. Those are basically the 4 pillars around which our current strategic plan is, and in the financial year that ended, we undertook a number of activities with the various stakeholders and partners, and these were in line with the foregoing pillars, and I'm happy to note the following activities which were undertaken. There was food distribution mobilization from other partners, and elaborately it will come out from the coordinator's report, but I want to acknowledge Daughters of Zion and Poor Sisters from Kimaeti, who really assisted us around that. There has also been sensitization on Ebola and GPV. We also undertook some anti-GCAS and fumigation campaign amongst our members, particularly in the area of Umula. Psychosocial support was also extended to members, especially those who have had some challenges here and there. And then we have also had recruitment of new members and involvement of more youth and volunteers. The recruitment of new members has been driven by one focal person in charge of organization development, led by our vice chair and volunteer Maka Nafusi, in close collaboration with the focal persons. We have also had mentorship programs for volunteers and staff, and one of the mentorship programs that we have done successfully well has been around grant writing, which has borne fruit, and we will be reporting about that, and we continue engaging on that because that could be the only way we can then move forward. We also have, we also had governance training where board members were inducted and taken through their roles and how they can help the branch grow. We have also undertaken facelifting of our hall. I'm sure those who came around, what you saw when you came during election and what you are seeing could be something different. That is captured or packaged under facelifting, and we are continuously engaging on that. God willing, if the funds that we get, which our partners, including the county government, have promised to avail, then when we come for the next AGM, this hall, as it's being anticipated, will have been converted into a conference facility, and we will see it differently as we go around our business. We have also undertaken financial prudence by sealing several loopholes for fraud and leakages, in addition to introducing performance targets for volunteers. On this account, we agreed as a board that non-performing volunteers will be dropped from any productive engagement, and we want to report, and it will come out perhaps at a later stage here, that our accountant that you used to know him is not with us because he was dropped on the account of fraud and other disciplinary charges where he was taken through the full procedure. The former acting coordinator is also not with us. She was dropped on the account of not performing or meeting the set targets after signing a performance contract with the board. We have also stabilized the branch finances by paying volunteers against revenues generated from their projects and IGS. The 10% commission that is enshrined in the Constitution and other governance instruments have been occasioned, and those who initiate various activities are on time paid their commissions. And those who have undertaken those activities, I'm sure they'll give their own testimonies around that. And we have also encouraged volunteers to initiate various revenue activities. Now we also have embarked on a number of activities, and these are ongoing, to make the branch stronger, especially in line with the fourth pillar of building a stronger Kenya Red Cross society. We are ongoing in the development of proposals and concepts to get more funded projects. And on this account, I want to allow our coordinator, Mother Margaret, and a team of volunteers. We began as a try and error, but they were resilient, and I want to thank them, the 10 of them. We engaged the partner, CBM Global, and even as a board, we came in, gave them the assurance, and we kept panel building the proposal. And we are happy to report, and the coordinator will be speaking more about that effort, which began somewhere last year, was in earnest most of this year, has borne fruit, because just some weeks ago we were able to sign an MOU which was led by our Deputy Secretary General in charge of programs, Madam Annette, and the coordinator and the 10 volunteers who are actively going to be in it. Of course, as we rope in other volunteers, we have been able to attract 106 million that is going to assist us to move the agenda of climate change and inclusion. This is, of course, in addition to other small grants that the coordinator and her team, in some close support of the board, have attracted. There was a Finnish funding that supported us in the Ebola activity where most of you have been involved. There is an ongoing GPV project which is also donor funded, and part of it is what is supporting her remuneration as she doubles up as a project implementer and coordinator of this place. So when we talk about stabilizing finances and financial process, that is what we are insisting on, and we are saying that moving forward, other than the current staff who is handling front office services, Madam Elizabeth, we actually don't have an active staff that is on a salary here. And we're insisting that volunteers will continually be engaged and be paid along volunteer allowances until we stabilize. But if we can have more grants being written, then those grants will support the activities of those volunteers, because there is always a budget line item in that kind of grant, and we are holding our fingers crossed. If our donor CPM Global will honor what we have been agitating, then our accountant, who is currently volunteering and being paid the volunteer allowance of 600 that all of you are paid whenever you go out, will be factored, and his salary will be paid courtesy of that grant. So that's the direction we are moving, and we want to encourage each one of you that if you find some time, please come around, be part of the grant writing, grant proposal writing, skill development. We have so many grants requests or calls, some of them which I've been sharing courtesy of my office where I work, and I can assure you there is light at the end of the tunnel. The only challenge we are having here is that, and that is on the second item on youth development, very few youth are committed. Very few youth are committed. Most youths, and you have seen what is trending in this country, the massacre in Kilifi. Even here in Bungoma, we also have people who believe in quick miracles and fixes. But we want to encourage our youth. Please, find time, come. We have these 10 whom we are now saying they are graduating to another level. How we wish we can get another 10 engaged actively in other proposals which are on table. Some of them are targeting youth. If you are not a youth, even if you participated, you can only benefit or participate in collaboration with the youths. So youths in our midst, please, we are banking on you. So we want to encourage a number of you, and we also want to encourage cells to be set up at focal points so that the coordinator can only be coming to coordinate. So if we can have youth cells around grant writing in each focal point, you can imagine that we shall at any given time be engaging 90 youths, because we are talking about 10 across the 9 focal points. And if we can get 9 grants of the magnitude of CPM, equal or even less, even if you got a grant of 30 million, it is something. It's a starting point. And that's what we want to encourage. Our women volunteers, some programs are also targeting specifically women and the elderly. Please, also, in your own small forums, at focal points, or even here, in that kind of cell, you can also be taken through this grant writing. That is the only way we can go. That is on the area of intensifying key areas of resource mobilization. We have also engaged the local community, and on this, the Honorable Mzee Maurice Mahanu, together with the other youth volunteers, like we have Geoffrey Sarana and other members here, Wycliffe and others. There is a small task force that we set up, and these people spent some time. We even had some qualified engineers who came and looked at the state of our structures, and we are now on that campaign. We have been assured there are pledges. We are aware counties are facing financial challenges, but we have been assured by our patron, His Excellency the Governor, that once things get better, we are going to be supported. And that is on the area of intensifying key areas of resource mobilization and more stakeholder and partner engagement. The rehabilitation of this hall into a conference facility has been valued at, for a start of seed capital of around 2 million. And already efforts have been made. And anytime we get any savings, we pump in. That is a project that has been endorsed by the board and supported by the region. And that is why you see, those who have not noticed, you will find that most of the broken chairs have been repaired. And that repair is part of an aspect of resource mobilization. Because when you have dilapidated infrastructure, you cannot attract people to hire. But when you repair them, that becomes an enabler. And therefore it is a way of resource mobilization. And these things, we are not doing it by outsiders. One of us, Atnas Renko, volunteers. He has his machine, but we co-share. We give power, we buy a few things, and we only pay him some little volunteer allowance to have most of these things done. So you will find that as I come towards the end, I will be requesting that also, as volunteers, let's think about donations. I know some of us became members 20, 30 years ago after we paid our life fee of 1,000 shillings or 2,000 or recently 5,000. But that is not sufficient. Occasionally, when you are out there, just the way we give sadaka to our churches and mosques, just the way we contribute, we fundraise to buy benches and other activities, just the way we give love offerings to our churches, we also want to give donations to the branch. And we have a pay bill. During our tenure, we said zero tolerance on cash transactions. So most of the things here, even including any payment to us as board members, transport reimbursement, occasionally when we come for meetings, it is purely by M-Pesa. So as you go away after this AGM, we want to plead with you, get our M-Pesa pay bill. And that week, that day, that God is so gracious na amekujalia neema ya afya njema. Don't wait for another miracle. Imagine if you went to hospital, how much would you have spent? So if a whole week, a whole month, a whole day, you have not fallen sick, what is the saving? Even if it is 50 shillings, pay to our paybill, send an SMS as a donation, and that column will be noted, and even on such forums like this, we shall be calling out names of lead donors as volunteers, and that will be your contribution. And that will be also a way of resource mobilizing and further engaging as a partner to the Kenya Red Cross family. And we also want to say that it should then not come as a surprise, because I've explained, and we want also to encourage the wear and tear you have seen in this branch has been because of most of us just walking in, doing nothing, but as we walk in, we take seats out, and some of us, sorry for lack of a better word, have not been civilized on how to sit on chairs. You are sitting on a plastic and you are swinging. So in the process, you came in as a volunteer, you have not done something, but you have left after breaking a chair. Occasionally, we bring in friends in the name of giving space to volunteers to practice on some activities. At the end of the exercise, a number of these chairs are broken. They need repair. So what we are encouraging ourselves is, please, let's engage in productive activities out there, do some donations, and if you have some free time, you can even call Margaret or come in specifically, and we are not asking too much. At the door, register what kind of volunteer service you want to offer, for how long you want to stay around, and after you have attained that, also record that for the 1 hour, the 2 hours I've been here, this is what I did. And that will be a contribution. It could be trimming the fence, weeding flowers, slashing, washing our toilets, and so forth. And donations should not also be restricted in money alone. You may have done bricks, and you feel that out of these so many bricks, you can donate 100. Find a way, bring them, and they will be received. That's an asset. If we want to construct, we will use them. Or also, even us, as a movement, we can donate it to some schools where toilets have collapsed, and that will be our donation, courtesy of your contribution. So let us open up to what is this mission of Kenya Red Cross. This has also been a practice. A number of times, many of us when we come around, we come expecting to be paid. Now, I don't know now who is going to pay you, because we are all volunteers, even us, as we are seated. We are volunteers, volunteering at a certain level. So when you come, let your expense of transport be your sacrifice and contribution to the movement today. But when you come and at the end of the day, you're expecting to be paid. Who is supposed to pay you? And from where? So that is a conversation that I also want you to take home as communication, part of the communication from the chair. So with those many remarks, for those who have not interacted with me, I've been around, those who did come for election, I was privileged to be given the opportunity to serve you under the position of chair. My name is Dr. Ferdinand Nabiswa Mahana, a resident of both Kandui and Kimilili. For livelihood, I'm a senior lecturer at Masinde Muliro University of Science and Technology, and also a dean of School of Disaster Management and Humanitarian Assistance. That is what I do to earn a living, and that is what God has given me, and is the basis that I use to offer service to humanity via Kenya Red Cross. So let's keep engaging at the various levels, here or outside, and at the end of the day, let the service to humanity be our main guide. Our personal differences in the personality, religion, notwithstanding. Thank you.
Mmesikia haya maneno? Mnaonaje? Wacha tumwambie kunywe maji kwa sababu ameongea sana. Thank you, Chair. At this point in time, I'm being told we have a visitor here. A visitor that I don't know, or you don't know. We have a saying in Kikalenjin that you don't mention the word elephant. You mention it after climbing a tree so that you are safe. But if you mention when you are still here, for those of us who are in the forest, utapatikana. Tuna bahati sana siku ya leo. Tumetembelewa na waziri katika jimbo la Bungoma, na huyo waziri is the daughter of the soil. Margaret, can you stand up, follow my instructions and pass the exam? Utaenda karibu na waziri. Waziri anatakikana akae huku, waziri anatakana akae huku, umlete huku, ajiintroduce, kisha atatuambia msichana wetu wa nyumbani. Just for the purpose of introduction. Thank you. Lete pole pole. Thank you very much.
Habari zenu. Sauti yangu haikuangi na base hivyo sana. So organizers of this event, Dr. Min, Mama Sini, all the participants herein. My name is Carol Makali. I'm the CEC in charge of trade, energy and industrialization. And I was telling my friend who is seated inside here that I was supposed to attend some AGM here. The AGM was for some women group. It's a circle. Lakini nikajipata nimeingia hapa. And there's always a reason for everything. And I know there's a reason why I've come inside here. First and foremost, I'm not a member of this movement, and I would really appreciate to be a volunteer, Bwana Chairman. I'm also one of those people who have not interacted with you, and I know we can have a moment later on maybe. I know there's a lot we can talk about. I've seen vijana hapa wengi sana. Ministry of Trade, we are doing a lot from market infrastructure, from trade loans. We are soon rolling out some trade loan. We have trade fairs and exhibitions. I'm also supposed to go and launch some exhibition at KMTC grounds now. So I know there's much we can do. My office is always open. Ukikuja huko tunaweza ongea tuone vile tunaweza saidiana. And because I don't have enough time, nitawaomba tu mniruhusu nimalize na ile mkutano ingine pia nikimbie kwa ile iko KMTC, but we will always be engaging. And so because I was here, Chairman, I don't know how we do it, but nitaomba uchukue tu my small I don't know, I call it fair to our participants or some soda of 10,000 shillings. Asante sana.
Hata sina maneno ya kusema. Kweli niko na maneno. Simungesikia. Si nilisema ni ndovu. Haya. Tumebahatika. Chair.
I will request our treasurer to come and receive the gift from our CEC.
The CEC also, she wants to demonstrate to you how easy it is to become a member of Kenya Red Cross. So as she's giving this small token to our volunteers, she will go on her phone, download as the chair talks, downloads the Kenya Red Cross app from the Play Store. Or we go the pay bill way. So let's go the pay bill way. Yes, let's go the pay bill.
Thank you so much. We have the pay bill account here. It's here with us.
So meanwhile, I think it's worth to note that Waziri ametuambia kuna trade loans and most of our volunteers are youth. So let's take that opportunity as Kenya Red Cross youth volunteers to form ourselves into groups. We can even have 2, 3, 4, 5 groups and do a proposal and then go to the trade office and get these loans. If Madam Waziri, I'm also the finance director, Kenya Chambers of Commerce. Yes, so if you want to pass through Kenya Chambers of Commerce, you are welcome also to come through there.
Wapendwa, si mmesikia hiyo? Tujipigie makofi. Akina mama oye! Vijana oye! Wazee muko? The national government talks about the Hustler Fund. Sisi ni Kenya Red Cross, we have been talking about doing grants out there, tunahangaika. So mmesikia waziri amesema nini? Hapo, si ndio? So vijana, akina mama, mkuje, Margaret awasaidie tu panel beat mambo ya grants. Madam Rose Chemos na kutegemea huko juu. Tutatafutana na waziri, akina mama, wajane, GBV victims, waweka kwa vikundi, waandikiwe grant. Na mmesikia kwa mdomo yake mwenyewe, si ndio? So I think from now on, she came in as an 100 crosser, but she's leaving as a Red Cross. Tumefurahi. Si Mungu anatupenda. So I think the meeting she's going to, we are also privileged. They are using our facility. Not that our facility is the best, but they have the heart of being part of our journey. And protocol didn't allow, but I knew at one point the First Lady was addressing that gathering somewhere. So as we are here, tuko na serikali hapa. Na mumeona serikali yenyewe, si ndio? So even where I'm sure when you come back, send our greetings to our patron. Yes, we received his apologies of not managing to come, but tuma salamu zetu. So I think she had requested after that to leave. We want to continue with our agenda item, and I want at this particular time to request our county coordinator to briefly give her summarized part of her report, and then thereafter we shall have the presentation and adoption of the audited financial statement being presented by our treasurer. You can switch off the light if you want to use the projection.
Thank you, Daktari. Before I give the report, I would wish to call upon the youth delegates to give the youth report. Dylan, welcome. So we are going to have the youth report from last year to date, and then after that we have the county summary report.
Hello, good afternoon. The report, I have a short report here that ranges from the last AGM, April 2022 to April 2023. And this is the report. So Bungoma County has an active number of 120 youth. That is from the school clubs that we have been forming, and also the chapters. That is from Masinde Muliro University, and Kibabi University. We also have MTZ students are part of the active youth that we have been carrying out our programs with. So 60% of the members and volunteers are youth between the age of 10 to 30 years. And as we are all aware, youth play a pertinent role in modern organizational development. This has been witnessed through engagements essential to our personal career growth and harmonized creative thinking through a pool of knowledge exposed to us as youth. Through the branch management, the youth were supported in various programs to initiate and lead positive change in their communities. And this is in line with the Goal 3 of the Kenya Red Cross Strategic Plan 2021-2025. And when you look at these engagements, they have been narrowed down through the 3 strategies that I've said. We have developing the capacity of youth to improve the knowledge, skills and experiences for personal development, providing a space for youth to co-create, organize, innovate and implement local actions in their communities, and also providing the advocacy platform for young youth people through the 5 pertinent thematic areas that youth have been engaged on. So besides ensuring that the youth live healthy and responsive lives, the following are the activities that have been steered by youth, and they include organizing and mobilizing blood drives, exercises. We have the proposal writing, the supplementing of fumigation exercises that was carried out by the branch. The youth were given an opportunity to be part of the program. We also have, this is a community-centered activity whereby we normally engage in celebration of international, when we mark these international days like the International Women's Day, the Girl Child Day, and this is on the basis of ensuring that the whole process ricochets the gender equality in society. We also have the trainings that was done, training sessions including youth mentorship by Ajira, digital platform, an online working model aimed at sustaining suitable business ideas and the formation of, that's it. So, to optimize this, youth, the 5 thematic areas have cemented and continues to sketch out the youth engagements as per their work plans, and we have been having meetings given that our leadership at some point got dwindled by youth who got employment in various counties. So we look forward through the support of the board to have a leadership that can be able to steer programs that youth have. And we also have our, actually, and when we don't have a leadership as youths, you see that the work plan that is in place don't get the work plan for the youth don't get achieved when we don't have stable leadership. Reaching there, I don't have much to say, but our recommendations from the youth department is we ask for a synergy from the board branch to support the youth, their collective agendas, and also we recommend if you can provide the youth with, in every sub-county, to have a focal person for the youth, so that to be able to coordinate the youth matters. And that's all. Thank you.
very much, Dylan. So already, when I'm going to present the youth agenda, that is our strategy goal 3, has been presented. So mine will be very easy. We have a paper with us, which has a summary of report. That is the county report. I think everyone has it. Just confirm whether you have it. The county report from 2022 to 2023, April. Everyone has that. So that is the detailed report, looking into all the strategic areas and all the activities that were undertaken. So I'm just going to brush through the summary of what was achieved. But if you want the nitty-gritties and everything, it is with us in that report. So I've mentioned the period April 2022 to the period April 2023. So we all know that Kenya Red Cross is a volunteer-based organization and with over 200,000 members and volunteers with different skills and professions. And even in this house gathered here, we just introduced ourselves, but when we begin our professions, we'll notice that we come from various backgrounds. Our strategic goals have been mentioned. The chair started with that, and then the youth delegate also have mentioned. Our first strategic goal is the community, that the communities are able to anticipate, prepare, respond, and quickly recover from crisis. And then our goal number 2 is to ensure that the communities lead a healthy life and have opportunities to achieve the social, economic, and psychosocial well-being. And then strategic goal 3 is that youths lead a positive change in their communities. And those are some of the areas that Dylan was presenting, the activities that they undertook. And finally, building a strong Kenya Red Cross Society. And we can only be a strong Kenya Red Cross Society. It starts with us, it starts from the branches. So, Kenya Red Cross is known for disaster risk management, disaster reduction, alongside other projects. So all these other things, the health projects, the wash projects, there is disaster projects, the organizational capacity projects are all centered within the 4 thematic areas. So you will find them along the way. What were the key achievements and activities that we conducted for the past 1 year, since the last year? We have the sensitization, the members of the communities on the EVD project. EVD is Ebola virus disease. Due to the outbreak that happened recently, around last year in October, in our neighboring country, we got a funding from the Danish Red Cross that supported us to have the sensitization done, and the sub-counties were selected based on what we consider high-risk sub-counties. The first sub-counties were Sirisia because of the Lohaha border. We had Cheptais because of Chepkube. Along the way, funding was added around February, and then we scaled up to Kimilili, Kandui sub-county, and Sirisia. So basically this has been conducted by the CHVs and our volunteers. Then we have had the community dialogue awareness sessions on the GBV prevention. We have the GBV project. I hope we are seeing the banners. We have Ebola, we have the prevention awareness on gender-based violence, which is being conducted in Mount Elgon, specifically targeting Cheptais, Kopsiro, and Kapsokon. So we've had a number of dialogue sessions. And just to mention, in the house we have our county GBV focal person, Dr. Janet, who's been our focal person supporting our volunteers, working with our volunteers just to create awareness. She's a life member as well. We've had youth engagements in various community activities and programs, which Dylan had mentioned, and also I will run through. That includes blood donation alongside other activities. We've had collaboration with partnerships with the county and the national government, the CBOs, the prayer groups, the media houses, and we have also had the community service activities that include the anti-jiggers campaign, the fumigations in homesteads and schools, the blood drive, the street feeding programs, the visits to the elderly, and the orphanage. Those are the summary of the activities. Then we've had the membership drive, dissemination to communities, both in schools and also the community members. What are key achievements per the thematic areas? In thematic area 1, in strategic goal 1, the communities can anticipate, prepare, respond, and quickly respond to disasters, crises. What did we do? Volunteers were engaged in Ebola sensitization in various sub-counties that I've mentioned. We did what we call early warning, early action. That is what we've been by EWARE. EWARE means early warning, early actions. Dissemination forums were done in partnership with various stakeholders, i.e. the healthcare workers. In the reporting period, in the past 1 year, we have different sessions on communities. Different sections conducted communities just before elections, because we had our elections last year. And basically, what were our volunteers preaching? It was all about peace before the general elections and after election. This included few peace work that were done in some sub-counties. We had dissemination sessions that were conducted to targeting various people, the schools, colleges, and the border, the police department, and churches. And basically on this, within the school, we leveraged on the 2 projects, that is the EVD project and the GBV. Because we had a component to reach the students and pupils in schools, we took that opportunity also to disseminate the children on what are some of the signs of EVD, that is Ebola virus disease. And what do you mean by GBV? What are the causes? And how best can you report in the event of the GBV? So we had youth participate in commemoration of World Mental Health Day and International Day for the Girl Child. And we also had the youth champion also having opportunity to have formed their committees within. Still under thematic 1, we had various trainings reaching to a total of 220, both staff and volunteers. That includes the CHVs as well, who are trained on EVD. And this, through the trainings and the sensitization that the volunteers and the CHVs reached to the various sub-counties that I mentioned, we managed to reach a population of 623,333 people with the messaging. We have 2 chapters currently within Bungoma, that is Kibabi chapter, the Mus chapter, apart from, that is at the college level, apart from the university level, apart from the KMTC chapters. So we have the Kibabi and the Masende Muliro chapters that underwent through a training of psychosocial first aid, training and inclusion. We had our coordination meetings conducted with various stakeholders, and also we had what we call community review and feedback sessions. Community review and feedback session means after an activity is conducted, we have a sessions with the community later on, and they give us feedback. How best can we offer our services as Kenya Red Cross? We received donations from well-wishers to support people in Turkana, from various partners, from various organizations. This particular one, this time, we received from Zion Prayer Group, who is a prayer group within the county. They were represented here. And we have the Sisters of Port Clare. It's in Kimaiti. It's a convent for sisters. They were not able to come because they are not allowed to leave the convent. We also received a donation from Kopsiro team from a village in Kopsiro, where we received 9 bags of maize of 90 kgs. There were small bags of 13, but then converted to 90 kgs were 9 bags, and they were also transported to Turkana. With a team of 44 volunteers who are trained on skilled approach relating to handling social and economic life. And within the North Rift region, out of the 7 counties presented in the North Rift region, Bungoma branch last year emerged the best with the good number of volunteers who are capacity built on how to handle their social life. And the reason was being, we are privileged to have one of us who is a county mentor on issues to do with social skills. That is Vidan Afula. We have 25 who are trained on Ajira, working online and agro-business skills. So the youths partnered with Ajira on how best they can do online working so that they can receive something and agro-business ideas. That is under thematic 1. So in thematic area 2, in order to ensure that the communities lead a healthy life and they have opportunities to achieve their social, economic and psychosocial well-being, we all agree that issues to do with mental health are on the rise. And our youth and even the community members, majority of us, go through depression because of mental health issues. So what activities did we conduct as a branch to ensure that is taken care of? We had a total trainings of 54 that were conducted, and these were conducted to our volunteers and the Kenya Red Cross chapters and the community. Basically, the trainings were conducted to the volunteers to capacity build them so that in the event they go out to attend to the communities, they have the knowledge and the skills that just they can identify this person has this issue and this needs to be done. Not all of them are a counselors. We have few counselors with us, but always we have that our toll-free line where someone could call just to get the services. That is 119, or for the children, 1166. We had a total of 23 blood donation exercise, and this was done in collaboration with the Ministry of Health. We also did it in collaboration closely with our chapters and KMTC, and we managed to raise a total of 988 pins within that period. We had various radio and TV shows, talks, and this is basically during the talks we were championing on cases to do with GBV, EVD in families, and also does what Red Cross entails and what we do as Red Cross. Basically dissemination. In the youth agenda, that is strategy 3, I'll brush through. Dylan had presented most of the things. To ensure that youth initiates and lead a positive change in our communities. We had a number of trainings that were conducted to our volunteers. And these encompassed various skills that were drawn from inside Red Cross and across. The trainings, I had mentioned some. We had a training from Ajira, and that was basically how best to do online working, and also blogging, content writing, and transcription, among others. The youth had a training on sign language that was done to 35 volunteers, just to expose them, the skills, the basic skills. None of our youths has that intense skill in sign language. And you can notice amongst us here, we have one of us who has a hearing impairment, and he's depending on the next person maybe to write something, because none of us can do the transcription. We have volunteers, about 10 volunteers, who attended an online free course that was offered by the Humanitarian Leadership Academy and World Health on basic principles and disability inclusion, and all of them have the certificate. The same 10 volunteers are the volunteers that the chair mentioned were engaged in the proposal writing of the CBM Global Disability Inclusion from last year. We started at a draft, it went through, the launch was done recently, that the chair had mentioned, so it's a project confirmed and yet to start in Cheptais, Kopsiro, and Bungoma South. Our 12 volunteers were involved in training the session centers, handling GBV victims, how best they can handle GBV victims during emergencies. A total of 408 community volunteers were engaged in community voluntary service across the sub-counties. The same volunteers, a number of volunteers were engaged in various activities, and this included activities in collaboration during the International Day, Women's Day, and then we had also the youths managed to collaborate with various ministries, that is blood donation. During blood donation, I had mentioned we managed to raise 988 pins. The youths again initiated and visited children with disability at St. Teresa's. We had dissemination being led by the youths in various schools in various sub-counties. As I mentioned, we were leveraging on the ongoing projects to reach a number of students and pupils. Volunteers were trained and were engaged in 4 Part 2 youth program. And this basically reached a total of 155 volunteers on how best they can do the sensitization. I had mentioned that the same. Then 495 youths were championed on health skills. And this was done through the mentorship and life skill training conducted by the Department of the Psychosocial Support and Capacity Building. We had 9,750 students and pupils who were reached with the dissemination on Red Cross, Crescent, and Red Cross principles. And basically, during the sensitization sessions on GBV and EVD, the first introduction was what Red Cross is, what Red Cross does, how can you join Red Cross, how can we work together in the community. That is how we managed to reach that number. The youths organized a friendly sessions, and this was conducted at the branch, and this basically was aimed to bring the sense of togetherness, how they could work together as youths in order to achieve their agenda. And on our goal 4, to make Kenya Red Cross a strong Kenya Red Cross society, I say it starts with us, it starts from the branch. A strong branch builds a strong region builds a strong national society. But a strong branch only becomes a strong branch when we have committed volunteers, committed life members, committed staff, committed ordinary members. So it all centers about us to make what we call a strong branch. What did we do? During this reporting period, we had the branch management had to do what we call their governance meeting. The board forms the part of the governance, and then we have that bit of the management where the coordinator and other staff holds. So the coordinator and other staff reports to the board. But the board, to make a strong branch, must have their quarterly meetings or other monthly meetings or meeting based on the emerging issues. So they managed to have different governance meetings, board meetings, and as well, the whole board went through a training, a 3-day training, where they were inducted on their roles as the board members. We have a team participating on the regional coordination meetings. I'd say that strong branch begins with us, then a strong branch builds a strong what? A strong branch in a build a strong region, then a strong region builds a strong national society. So to make that, at least we had some what we call coordination meetings, where all of us, also part of us as the management, managed to participate. The branch has also took an initiative and met His Excellency the Governor, where he was inaugurated as the patron. In Kenya Red Cross Society, all the governors representing the 47 counties, at least a governor, forms the patron. And I can just to mention, I think all of us recently saw the news where the national patron, His Excellency the President, visited our offices and also made some donations. So all the governance forms our patron. So that was done, and His Excellency was inaugurated as our patron. We have 4 functional branch subcommittees. The governance will not operate as the whole 13 members. But there are those subcommittees within the board that now fits into the major committee. So for the major committee to make a decision, they must get information from the subcommittees. We have different subcommittees. So we have finance and procurement committee. We have complaints and feedback committee. So that in the event of any issue, the first people to handle before it reaches even the region is the feedback and complaint committee. The decision they make, they feed it to the main board. We also have organizational development and resource mobilization committee. The chair mentioned, come next year, this hall will be changed. So that committee is spearheading that. Then we have the programs and disaster management committee. So all the programs, be it health program, the WASH program, the disaster programs, are under that committee. Currently, we have a total of 753 live members, of which to date, 25% are youths. I had mentioned for a strong branch, we have to have strong life members, strong ordinary members, strong volunteers, strong staff. So that is where we belong. To achieve everything that I had mentioned, from strategic goal 1 to strategic goal 4, we did not do it alone as Kenya Red Cross. We had partners and stakeholders holding our hands. We partnered with various ministries, the national government, the county government, CBOs, and different people. So we had a collaboration with the county government, and that led to the inauguration of His Excellency the Governor as our patron. We had a collaboration with the Ministry of Health, the satellite team that spearheaded the blood donation exercise, and that is how we ended up getting 988 pins to support the county. We had a collaboration with the county government and other stakeholders in celebration of different days. Just to mention, the International Women's Day was one of them. We had also to partner with various departments of health on menstrual hygiene and issues to do with Ebola sensitization. Again, in a partnership with Ministry of Health, we did various anti-Jiggers campaigns that were conducted in various sub-counties. Jiggers still remains a menace within the county. We had partnership meetings with the CBOs I mentioned, like Kisan CBO, also just to conduct Jiggers campaign in Cheptais and Bumbula sub-county. We had the issues to do with internal audit meetings that were conducted to make a stronger branch. And as the chair had mentioned, the issues of audits led to one of the accountants leaving because of things that were involved. And we had our volunteers trained on community engagement and accountability. Okay. So, we have an issue to with resource mobilization and a number of activities that were targeted. How do we get our resources? How do we operate the branch on daily to daily activities? Dr. had mentioned only one staff is paid by the national, who double as a project officer and a county coordinator. The rest are volunteering, paid on a voluntary basis. So how do we get funds? to pay them. We have a number of ideas, and one of them is leasing out of mobilettes, recruitment of members, reviving of the catering unit, like today tumamua tunapika tu hapo, we have something to bite. We lease our office space for church functions and other functions. We commercialize the fumigation exercise that is being conducted in schools. We rent out our halls for public and private functions, and then fumigation I've mentioned as well. And finally, the Boca. Around last year, Apollo volunteers staff were all gathered to look into the strength of the branch, the weakness, opportunities and threats that came out during the assessment. In Bungoma, there were 3 thematic areas during Boca. Boca is branch organizational capacity assessment that was done within us. Nobody came from outside and told us this is what you need, this is your weakness. It was something that was done within us. The thematic areas that were identified were to improve branch infrastructure through improving access to transport. Then we had holistic and vibrant branch that should be self-reliant through strengthening efficiency, effectiveness, and accountability. And the last one was to strengthen the volunteer recruitment and management through diversity volunteer capacity building. Since last year to date, what were the initiatives that we were to take as a branch to reach the Boca? Where are we and what have we done? The first initiative was to purchase a vehicle to enable us in movement. The second was to establish a resource center. The third was to conduct branch quarterly plannings and review meetings. The fourth was to start income generating, that is the first leaf of the whole, and revive all the stalled ideas. Where are we? What have we done? We initiated a fumigation exercise to increase at least branch income. A catering unit was revived, that was installed. The branch always have their quarterly branch development review meetings incorporated in the discussions. And also we began the first lift of the hall as well. What are the key challenges? Regardless of all that we achieved, what are some of the key challenges? We still have logistical challenge. We still need a vehicle. We don't have a vehicle to respond in the event of the complex disasters. We also have the ever-increasing needs to respond to disasters in Bungoma County, but with less external funding and no mobility means. We had reduced income generated activity directed by donations at the branch level, and diversified intensity and complexities of disaster. Like there is a time last year where schools got banned, like on a weekly basis. You don't know who to support and who to leave. With those many remarks, that brings to the end of my presentation, but just a few photos to show what we've been doing. A video has been running through, but we have some photos that we show. In disaster management, that was what happened in the Cheremi boys. The only thing we managed to do was assessment. They didn't get any support. That is a volunteer attending Arakan training at the branch office, disseminating others. We have the branch participating in the 16 days of activism that was officially launched by the Deputy Governor. That's still showing the Boda Boda supporting the same cause. We have the blood donation in partnership with various institutions, celebration of World's 8 Days where we also participated. Fumigation exercise, that is in Kimilili boys and Kimkuni girls. We have community dialogue sessions on GBV with the cultural leaders, that is during the donor visit in Kopsiro, and we also planted some trees. We have the anti-jiggers campaigns done by our volunteers. Mental health awareness sessions conducted at various institutions. We have KMTC there, we have done at the prisons, and we have done to the various chapters. That is at Moose chapter. Then we have the EVD sensitization sessions in Kandui, Tongaren, Bumula, Webuye, and Sirisia, done by our volunteers, and radio sessions as well, targeting various people. So we have also on the GBV project various trainings conducted in collaboration with the Ministry of Health. Under the youths, they had an activity with the street feeding children. This was done in collaboration with Elgon View. And then visits to the newborn, done with various partners, and we had Miss Environment, the young ambassador with our volunteers there. Football funds, that is the Man U and Arsenal team also. The digital trainings done by the Ajira. The catering units done by our volunteers. The dissemination conducted in schools and to various partners there with our volunteers. Membership and dissemination, where awards were given to some of our members who had registered and volunteers, also as life members and ordinary members. Inauguration of His Excellency at the Patron there. Partnerships and stakeholders, our youths and chapters within different collaborations during the World Elderly Day, during the International Day of the Girl Child. And then we have the signing of MOU of the CBM Global Inclusion Project and Kenya Red Cross, where the programs manager CBM was there, our DSD was present, among other all the board members. I'd mentioned where the governance meet, that is one of the governance meeting, also being held on a quarterly basis. And when we talk about branch facelift and renovation, like for the face, just at the entrance, that is how it looked. And this is how it looks at the bank. So we just branch initiated a tree nursery, and that is the ongoing. It's there also, picking up. So branch is under renovation to make a strong society. Thank you very much.
Members, mmefurahia ripoti ya coordinator? Si muko na kopi yenu? Ombi tu ni moja, tuchangamuke, tupeleke branch to the next level. Si hata kwa makanisa sisi wenyewe tunajanga. So Red Cross ni wewe na Red Cross ni mimi. Red Cross ni marafiki zetu, Red Cross pia ni kaunti yetu. Kwa hivyo wakati tuko huko nje, mtu anapokuangalia utambulike kama mwana Red Cross kwa vitendo vyako, mwenendo wako, so that watu wengi wafurahie kujiunga na sisi. Wale ambao tuko, tukaribishe wageni, tupunguze matusi. Umeona tumepata mgeni leo, it's a life member. So moving forward, tujue how to deal with them. Na wakati munaenda pale, uko na ka proposal kako, utakumkumbusha waziri, tulikuwa na wewe mahali fulani, mimi pia ni mwana msalaba na nimekuja na ka proposal, mkaangalie na mtusaidie. Sawa sawa? Na unapopewa, the way we give tithes to our churches and mosques, tukumbuke pia kupeana ka donation kidogo kwa Kenya Red Cross. Tuko pamoja? Sasa wacha tumsikize treasurer. Nakumbusho kabla hatuja mwalika treasurer, we adopt the reports. Kuna the youth walitusomea yao, na pia tumepewa na coordinator. Na kama pia mlifurahia ya chair, niliona mkanipigia makofi mingi. Sasa tunaomba those 3 reports pia si adopt. Sasa tuanze na chair, proposal second. Can I take that session? Proposal. First proposal. Boniface Omama. Second time. Alex Lichoti. Youth report proposal. Jina? Leonard? John Wekesa. Second name? Dominic Wekesa. Coordinator's report proposal. Boniventure Wakungu. Second, Rachel Betty Wakungu. Betty Wakungu. So as we will be recognizing other members within our midst, but for now let's usher in the treasurer to present our report and give her summary remarks. Most welcome.
Members have been sitting all through. Just rise as we prepare for the next session. So that tusikuwe na wale watasikiliza kama wamefunika macho. Kuna wimbo ile inaimbo head, shoulders, knees and toes. Naikumbuka? Ukiimba head unashika kichwa, si ndio? Twende. Head, shoulders, knees and toes. knees and toes, knees and toes. Head, shoulders, knees and toes, ears. Asanteni sana. The next session is deemed to be a very long one, but we shall be very, very brief. My name is Ebi Sogoni Wafula, and through the chair, I wish to recognize the Finance Committee that has already sat and made recommendations to the full board over this report. Members of the Finance Committee, where you are, just rise. Your name and your seat. Thank you. We also have Asante. Our coordinator is also a member of the Finance Committee, and I'm the treasurer of the branch and the chairperson of the Finance Committee, Ebi Sogoni. I want to join the speakers in welcoming you to our AGM year 2023. Also to discuss the audited financial report for the year ended 31st December 2022, and also present the budget estimates for the year 2023-2024. I wish to state that our branch has undergone serious challenges on finances that has affected the running of our activities. And among the causes of this was the COVID-19 pandemic, the serious tear and wear which we are experiencing in our branch. Among them also is that we have our offices which we use as income generating, but as it stands now, our offices are not rented, and therefore we're not receiving any money to run our activities. Last year, we did not also conduct first aid trainings. Chairman, think about it, and it has affected our flow of cash in the branch, hence making it very difficult to run activities, as the coordinator has said. Despite these challenges, I proudly want to say that we had an improvement in the activities, and therefore the financial status, the revenue improved from 1.2 million in 2021 to 2.204 million in 2022. And I think it is important for us to recognize that the board is now working hard to ensure that things improve. With this, we were able, just like the coordinator said, to repair our leaking offices. We were able to pay, to do part payment to our creditors, and on this I want to thank the regional office, because when we were hard hit and unable to pay salaries, the regional office came in and helped to pay our salaries, and therefore we have been struggling in ensuring that we pay back the money. When we took over office, we had a serious problem. We had not paid our security company for a number of months. I think it was about 8 or 6 months. And I want to proudly say that we have ensured that we are paying them, and I think we only have a debt of about 38,000 now. We have also been able, with the little resources we have had in this branch, to be able to clear electricity bills and also pay for water bills. And as we speak, with the little revenue we were able to get, we have restored our water, and water is now running in our taps. I take this opportunity to thank all the partners who have helped us to ensure that our revenue increases, as I've already reported. Without much ado, I wish to go through the audited finance report for the year ended 31st December 2022, The report is here. Kenya Red Cross Society, North Rift Region, Bungoma County Branch, annual report and audited financial statement for the year ended 31st December 2022, as the auditors were Ernest and Martin Associates, Certified Public Accounts, Kenya. I will go direct to page 3 or page 8, which has the statement of income and expenditure. In the year 2022, our income was 2,048,341 as compared to 2021, which was 1,306,111. The expenditure was as follows. On staff costs was 620,200 from 570,160. On travel and transport, 142,500, and in 2021 it was 60,100. On premises operational cost, our expenditure was 96,126 as compared to 61,016 in 2021. On governance and advocacy, our expenditure was 73,048 as compared to 19,776 in 2021. On administrative expenses, as found on note 9, our expenditure was 766,706 as compared to 167,031 in 2021. On training costs, our expenditure in 2022 was 61,300 as compared to year 2021, which was 124,500. On fundraising expenses, our expenditure in the year 2021 was 135,674 as compared to year 2021, which was only 33,300. That is on fundraisings. On depreciation on property and equipment, our expenditure was 512,025 as compared to 512,025 in 2021. The total expenditure in the year 2022 was 2,407,582 as compared to 1,547,908 in 2021. I want to say that our surplus, our deficit for the year 2022 was 359,241 as compared to the year 2021, which was 241,797. On assets, From the report, our assets in 2022 stood at 30 million 500. What is our assets stood at 30,511,675 as compared to 31,023,700 in 2021. Our total assets in the branch stood at 31,044,551 as compared to the year 2021, which was 31,403,751, and therefore our fund balance or accumulated fund stands at 31,044,551 as compared to 2021, which was 31,403,751. After reading all this, I want to take you through the opinion of the auditors about our branch. The auditor's opinion. Thank you. I'm guided by our regional treasurer. Thank you very much, members. I'm guided that after reading to you the income and expenditure and about our assets, our regional treasurer will take over from that. I want to take this opportunity to thank all members who have ensured that our branch stands, and I still make a request, just like the chairman said, a branch that is broke will not move. We will not be able to carry out activities if we are not able to mobilize for finances. I equally call upon you, just like our seniors have said, let us all move together, let us contribute to ensure that our activities run well. Bearing in mind that we had a deficit, we should not have the same again. Thank you very much for listening to me. May the regional treasurer take over from that.
Thank you so much, Treasurer. I will quickly take you through the report of the auditors, the opinion of the auditors. The audit was conducted between January 27, 2020. Okay, I don't know if each and every one of you have this. You have this report? You don't? Okay. I will read for you. But next time, ensure that Treasurer ensure that next year, when we come back here, these members have a copy of the audited accounts. Yeah? You know these are our bosses now. They are the owners of this organization. I'll take you through the auditor's opinion. I don't know, it is not possible to project. Do you have it? It's not. Yeah? Meanwhile, I can continue. This is the opinion of the auditors to the North Rift Region, Bungoma County Branch Committee members of the Kenya Red Cross. Opinion. We have audited the accompanying financial statements of Bungoma County Branch set out on pages 8 to 18, which comprises of the balance sheet as at 31st December 2022 and 31st December 2022, profit and loss account, changes in equity and cash flow for the year ended December 2022, and the notes to the financial statement, which include a summary of significant accounting policies. In our opinion, that is the opinion of the auditors. That is the opinion of the auditors. In our opinion, the financial statement gives a true and fair view of the financial position of Bungoma County Branch as of 31st December 2022. Take note of that. And its financial performance, cash flow for the year then ended in accordance with financial reporting standard for small and medium-sized entities and the requirements of the Kenya Companies Act 2015. The basis of the opinion. We conducted our audit, that is the auditors. We conducted our audit in accordance with international standards of auditing, that is the ISIS. Our responsibility under these standards are further described in auditor's responsibility for the audit of financial statements section of our report. We are independent of the organization, that is Kenya Red Cross, in accordance with International Ethics Standard Board of Accountants, Code of Ethics for Professional Accountants, together with ethical requirements that are relevant to our audit of financial statement in Kenya. We have fulfilled our ethical responsibility in accordance with the requirements and the ISPA code, which believe that the audit evidence we have obtained is sufficient and appropriate to provide the basis for our opinion. I will stop at that, then take it to page 7. Page 7, for those who have this document. As required by the Kenya Red Cross Society Act, that is chapter 252, 256, Laws of Kenya, we report to you based on our audit data. Number 1, we obtain all the information and explanation which to the best of our knowledge and believe were necessary for the purpose of our audit. Take note of that. In our opinion, proper books of accounts have been kept by the organization so far as appears from our examination of those books. Take note of that, okay? The organization balance sheet, profit and loss account agrees with the books of account. The engagement partner is Ernest Muriu. Those are our auditors. This region, we are being audited by Ernest and Martins, an associate, which was competitive recruited through a tender process as per our procedure at the Kenya Red Cross Society. The auditor's opinion means that says that they obtained proper evidence. Which form basis of this opinion. That means that the team that is in front of you are doing great work, especially our coordinator and the team, her team. We did not have much issues in Bungoma, save for one, which was a land issue, but we were able to solve because the ownership document is in the head office, is with us, which we were not able to obtain in good time, but we were able to resolve that in good time. Otherwise, the Bungoma branch was doing good, is doing good, except for some housekeeping issues that we shall be able to discuss with the board sometimes as we proceed. Otherwise, I want to, as a region, we are in support of the branch. The activities that are ongoing in the branch, we are in support of it. We feel that the priority of this branch is to have a vehicle. So there, I've seen it is a priority number 1. Yeah. And as a region, we are in support of that. We want to obtain a vehicle for this branch so that they can be, their movement can be made easy. But now the effort is with you people, with you, because the region, we can only support you in a percentage. That is, we can support you in one way, but the majority or the major effort comes from you people. Yeah. So last week, not last week, but next month we will be having one from another branch. So I believe this one will be the third one to receive that. It will be the third branch to receive that. Otherwise, Bungoma, you are doing good, and I want to commend you for that. Thank you so much, and God bless you.
Thank you, our regional treasurer, for giving us the auditor's opinion, and I'm happy that the report says it is a fair representation of the activities that are done in this branch. Finally, to finish with the treasurer's report. Sorry for the gap. I was to go through the budget before I hand over to the region. Sorry for that. Briefly, for the year 2023-2024, this is our budget estimates that is paid upon the strategic goals. Goal number 1, communities, so that communities are able to anticipate, prepare, respond to and quickly recover from crisis. We project at 5,201,800. On goal number 2, communities lead healthy lives and have opportunities to achieve social, economic, and psychological well-being. Our proposal is 4,605,400. On goal number 3, the youth to lead positive change in their communities, our estimate is at 6,937,200. On goal number 4, to have a strong national society, we proceed to effective organizational systems fit for purpose, 351,200 only. And on inspiring sustainable voluntary services and local humanitarian assistance, we propose 221,400. On accountability to our communities, staff and volunteers, or membership and partnership, we propose 824,000. On investing in strong and sustainable branch systems, we propose 794,400. On influencing humanitarian action, we propose 166,000. And on spearheading and systematically utilize innovative approaches in our action, 11,000. On partnerships and sustainable financing, we propose 6 million. And therefore, our total budgetary estimate goes up to 25,112,400 only. So if we all join hands and get the 25,112,400 only, we are able and we shall be able to run all our activities in the branch as scheduled. Thank you.
Full members. Info. Somebody say that time. Always there, yeah, it's supposed to be always there. Info. Yes, I hope you've had our treasurer, thank you for that presentation, and our regional treasurer for taking us through the opinion of the auditor. So we want to get the proposal and the second of the treasurer's report, that is audited report. Proposal. Yes, your names? What? Wikili Fundiwa. Second? Consela Nasike. That's the second for audited report. And our budget. Our proposed budget. Mary Ito. Next, second. Rose Nadiaka. Nadiana, yes. So, this is the session for reactions to the auditor's report. And if there's anything on the budget, so you are welcome. Where you want any clarification from the finance, the audited report, the budget, you are free now to raise the queries, or if there is any input. It really doesn't matter that we need to have the queries, but also if you have an input on the same, you are welcome.
Yeah, thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. My name is Dr. Manuel, and I've been coming here as a member of the task force actually for the past 1 month or so. Mr. Chairman, there was a mention that revenue was low.
Before the mic, just come. Oh, yeah, you're just
Yeah, my name is Adolphus Omalo. I was a chairman of Mukoma Red Cross Society in the 90s, and I'm very happy to be back with you people. There was a mention somewhere in the minutes of the 2022 that revenue was low, and therefore there is actually urgent need to pull up the branch resources mobilization efforts. Mr. Chairman, my suggestion was, Red Cross is already coming up with is already having a free nursery program in agriculture. And I'm happy to see Dr. Amin here and many others who are here, who are farmers. Is it possible that we have serious growing and value chain programs that can actually come up and be dealt with specifically also by the youth of this society, and then can contribute towards the growth and the finances of the society. I have been actually a chairman of Bukama Small Scale Farmers for many years, and I think I can also come in and contribute and help in dealing with this issue with the coordinator and I think with the Ministry of Agriculture.
everybody has had that. So we want everybody to, anybody who has issues first, we just take note, then we shall answer all the questions together. Any other person? Yes, come. Joseph Serrano.
Members, my concern is about the assets of this branch. How can we improve the assets of this branch so that we can grow up?
Assets of the branch, yes. Hope they have taken note of that. Any other person? Gender. Any other person? Yes.
For the sake of gender,
Okay, Ilvu members, I'm called Fiona Ketoyo, I'm a life member, and I really want to appreciate the report that was given by the treasurer. Although I was hoping that next time we can also have copies of the report that we can also analyze. Thank you.
The reason why we have not had the reports is that our printer failed, and also the power was low when they were printing, and the power failure caused the jam in the printing machine. So next time, we are sorry for that, but the next time we shall improve on that. Any other issue? Any other issue?
Mimi naitwa Torombo. Nasema madam, asante kwa ile report umetupatia. Lakini kuna kitu ningependa kujua. Improvement, nasema improvement ya 2021, 2022 ilikuwa ni 31 million with some hundreds. Then 2022, 2023 sijui ilikuwa ni 32. Okay, what showed the improvement ambayo imeongezeka kwa branch?
Yes, what shows that we have improved from one step to another. Utajibiwa. Mwingine? Yes.
Okay, Ilvu members. Mimi naitwa Emmanuel Stuma. On matters on resource mobilization, the chairman talked about the climate change. As a matter of trying to improve our income, what are the key areas that you are going to focus on, areas of climate change? And also I want to back up the comment from the former chairman on the same about farm and agriculture. We need to invest so much on that so that we can accelerate the growth of our brand. Thank you.
About climate change, yes. The point has been taken. So finally, that's the last issue.
Naitwa Ben Mwasame. Nilikuwa naomba kama hii audited report, kama kuna muda wanaweza kuprint, kwa sababu ilikuwa ni power failure, ili tuweze kupata these copies at our focal point areas. Hata kama ni copy chache tunaweza kufotocopy to the members, zinaweza kutusaidia kupass through ili tuweze kufanya. Jambo la pili ni nashukuru auditors report na pia vile imekuwa presented. Kwa hivyo nilikuwa tunaomba ile section ambayo ni how to we reach there, kwa sababu nimeona tunatafuta 25,112. So ni mikakati ipi imewekwa ndiposa tuangalie miradi gani zinaweza kutusaidia to achieve that target come next AGM. Thank you.
Yes, coordinator, I think you will ensure that all focal persons from all sub-counties get the copies. It will be done. Yes.
I'm Jamo. Maybe on your issue report, probably maybe you can make good use of technology. We have email addresses. Squeeze at our WhatsApp unaweza tuma document. It will be much more easier when we come here prepared to tumeangalia, so that when we ask questions we ask from an informed position. Kama mimi sahi hata sina swali. Because hizo vitu zimesomwa zote, but if I had time to go through, maybe I would have asked a good question here. Thank you.
But those with emails addresses, you can also leave them with the coordinator. You can get your report from the same. So I hope we cannot ask questions for all of us, but for the few that have been asked,
Ilvu members, my name is Mohammed Juma, and I don't have a question, I just have a suggestion if we can agree, because as indicated earlier,
the chairman and even the treasurer has talked. They have said we are having what projection as we have seen. We are now on resource mobilization, and we remember as members of the 5 members of our society, we have stayed maybe long, even without contributing. That means after we have registered, those who registered with 1,000, others 2,000, maybe the recent one 5,000, we are now there. I have a suggestion, and I would like to say that it would be better if we agree here. We give a projection of what we can contribute individually as members who are here in the course of this year. Say for a total of 1,000 per every member. You see, we should be collecting 100 and something thousands according to our number here. So if we can suggest and agree, if we can agree with that suggestion, we agreed today and we minute this down so that by the end of this year, we give this money can be in our treasury. Thank you.
It's a good suggestion. Yes, clap for that. Yeah. Let's start from.
I'm John Mekesa, on behalf of the youths maybe. It's maybe a survey of water, but for the time I've been a member of Kenya Red Cross in our branch, youth leadership are the issues. And it's my request that this time when we choose a leader, wacha akuwe mtu mwenye ako available na anapatikana kufanya kazi. Tusichague mtu mwenye ana cheo na anakaa mbali. Like now you see how wapatikani. I remember wakati wa Kariuki pia tukakuwa na wengine pia they go like that. Tuchague mtu mwenye ako within na youth pia wa feel leadership. Asante.
Kwa nitashughulikia.
Asante sana kwa maswali yenu. Hiyo inaonyesha kwamba members mlisikiliza finance report kindly, na members wale wa finance committee mmesikia maswali, so kuwa tayari nilikurushia swali uwe radhi kulijibu mara moja kama member of finance committee. First question was on how we can improve our assets. Our assets are already in the process of improvement. So far, kiangalia hii hall pamoja na viti ambavyo mmekalia imeshafanywa renovation. Kiangalia ile ofisi imekwisha fanya repairs. So I want to say we are in the process of repairing and improving. What we have to look for is the money, and that is what we have already factored in our budget. And that question goes together with ile swali niliuliza kuhusu how are we going to achieve the 25 million. If we achieve the 25 million, we shall be able to improve our assets, and we can achieve through partnerships, which we have already begun. CBM Global is already with us, and we can achieve through mobilization of resources. Kama mwenzetu amesema hapa, ikiwa tutakubaliana sisi wote, like I see we do in churches, there is 10%. We can also come up with the same what our brother is saying. Tuwe tukiweka kitu kidogo katika treasury yetu so that we can improve our assets here. We can also improve through donations, through subcontracting, like GBV project. I think there is something that has been done so that we get something little and we leave it in our treasury. So there are many ways we can improve our assets and also raise our revenue, expected revenue of 25 million by doing what I've explained. From the finance committee, if there is any other addition on the same. Thank you. On copies the finance report, we are sorry. When we thought it would be ready, we had a breakdown of our systems, and we shall ensure that we have copies to you members. So chairman and the coordinator ensure our members have this report, because they are the owners of the monies, they are the owners of this facility, and therefore they have to have the information at their fingertips. What showed there was improvement on our revenue? I want to pick on any member of the finance committee. Patel? All right. You also a member? What shows there was all right, but already I called him.
I hope you heard from the report. 2021, we had an income of 1.3, and 2022, we have 2.04. So that's an improvement. Though, in percentage, compared to maybe our expenditure, it is very little, but we call upon your support. You join hands with us, like the proposal you are trying to make of contributing some little, as the chairman's speech was stated and the coordinator's report. If we join hands together, we can actually improve on that. So getting 25 million is not easy, but with your contributions and efforts, we can make it. It doesn't mean that we have money, but also in material forms. Whether we have like clothes, we have silos, as our brother said, and all the things, like if we want to construct and you have stones, you have bricks, you have sand, you can actually make it. It doesn't mean that it should be mandatory that we make it achievable.
Thank you. Finance report ni evidence kwamba tulikuwa na improvement, kwa sababu imesema tuliweza kucollect 2 million na the other year ilikuwa 1 million. So hiyo ni evidence. Number 2, we were able to carry out activities that had not been carried out for a number of years. Number 1, we were able to repair our hall, our entrance. Sio ni evidence kwamba tulikuwa na improvement. Number 2, tulikuwa tujelipa security company for 8 months. Na tumelipa, tumeendelea kupunguza deni. Hiyo ni evidence. Number 3, tulishindwa kulipa mishahara, lakini region ikatusaidia kulipa mishahara. And I've said we have been able to repay the money back to the region. So members, that is an evidence kwamba we are improving, na tunaendelea kuwasihi tushikane wote pamoja. Let us all join hands to revamp our region. Let us all-heartedly sacrifice to bring the glory of Bungoma County Red Cross. Thank you for listening to me.
Honorable members, mimi niko katika kitengo cha resource mobilization kwa hii branch. Na tukumbuke kuwa branch inasimama peke yake. Hatupati support kutoka HQ. Ni sisi wenyewe kutafuta hizi resources. Na tukiangalia hapa tuko karibu watu 100. Ikiwa sisi sote ni life members, alafu tupate mmoja wetu analeta life member mwenzake, tutakuwa tumepata pesa kuyapata? Kila life member ni pesa ngapi? Sasa imagine we are 100 people, we bring 100 life members, that's 500,000. Simple. Eh? Kwa hivyo charity starts at home. Lazima sisi wenyewe tujiangalie. Tumeanza hapa seedlings, ndio tumeanza juzi. Na kuna mtu already anataka 500 seedlings. Na hii tunawapa nyinyi changamoto, mununue kwetu. Tuko na mbegu ya sukuma saizi tunazungumza. Tutakuwa na mbegu ya hoho. Tutakuwa na mbegu ya dania. Kwa hivyo sisi kwa sisi tujisaidie. Hakuna mtu atatoka nje aseme atakuja kutusaidia, ni sisi wenyewe. Kwa hivyo ukipata chochote, wewe ni mwana Red Cross, wewe ni volunteer, wewe ni life member. Na kama huwezi kujenga branch yako, hakuna mtu atatoka nje kuja kukujengea, ni sisi wenyewe kujenga branch yetu. Mkono kwa mkono tujenge branch yetu.
Okay, so I think for my end, you have heard the spot. What I'm going to encourage Faris, ensure, let's start with the focal persons before they leave. Task one of the volunteers, whether it's going to be Dela, whatever, to make extra 9 copies for them. Okay? So that at least each focal person they can have their copies. But those other members who, in their registration, they have given their emails. If you have a soft copy, or you will scan and then share, so that by the end of the day, or by Monday latest, those who have emails. So those in the registration who didn't leave and are desirous to get, you can email. For us, email will work better than WhatsApp, because WhatsApp as a social media has been widely abused. But for an official public document for Red Cross, if members can give you the emails, I think that one will be easy. And it will be easy even to safeguard that integrity. But for focal persons, let them not go home without a copy or the audit report and the budget. And then, the reason why we have been saying that the focal persons, you are ourselves. We want you people in your various meetings with the focal persons in charge of various departments. You had Serengo talking about being in charge of disaster management. We have others. Boni is in charge of health and community intervention. Mark is in charge of student development and volunteering, recruitment and so forth. And they are backed up by board members. But the focal persons, you are supposed to be involved